The coaching staff just sent a massive shockwave through the locker room by unexpectedly cutting a recent 5th-round draft pick right as rookie minicamp kicked off. We are finally getting our very first look at this brand new draft class on the practice field, and a few massive standouts are already proving they are absolute steals. But behind the scenes, a brutal reality check is being handed out, proving that under this new regime, nobody is safe from the chopping block. If you want to stay on top of every single breaking update and roster move this offseason, make sure you smash that like button, share this video, and subscribe right now. Day 1 of Rookie Minicamp is officially in the books, and honestly, the energy buzzing around this team right now is absolutely electric. Now, I wasn't out there on the grass myself, but checking out the clips floating around online and hearing the reports from the guys' boots on the ground, it is impossible not to get hyped up. Obviously, it was a pretty light day of work. They were only out there sweating for about an hour, mostly just running around in shorts and knocking out some basic positional drills. Nothing too crazy or earth-shattering just yet. But did you really think this coaching staff was going to just take it easy and let these rookies coast through the weekend? I highly expect them to turn up the intensity and do significantly more on the second day of practice. Former tight end Clay Harbor dropped a few incredible observations from the sidelines, and we have got to talk about them. First up, Zavion Thomas. Harbor noted that Thomas looks ridiculously explosive. The raw speed is glaringly obvious the second he steps off the line, but what is really turning heads is how naturally he catches the football away from his body. We have talked about this exact trait before. He has incredibly reliable hands. That is the massive, glaring difference between him and those lazy Velus Jones comparisons that have been floating around the fanbase. I completely disagree with those comps because Thomas just has significantly better, much more reliable hands. Then you have Sam Roush. Harbor described him as a massive human being who possesses an unnatural ability to move in open space. He has remarkably impressive quickness for a guy his size. If you remember that insane 60-yard touchdown he broke off last year at Stanford, you already know this big man has some serious wiggle to his game. Meanwhile, everyone on the timeline was raving about Malik Muhammad. He was reportedly incredibly sticky in his coverage drills, mirroring routes flawlessly. The sheer speed and quickness he brings to the secondary are undeniable, and it is so incredibly exciting to think about what he is going to do to opposing receivers this year. Dylan Thieneman also caught some eyes. He definitely has a much more slender build, but his change of direction and fluidity are completely off the charts. Oh, and do not sleep on the special teams battle, because we actually have a legitimate long snapper competition brewing between the rookie Bo Gardner and the second-year guy Luke Elkin. Zach Pearson also chimed in with some fantastic notes from the end of the session. He mentioned that the practice wrapped up with a huge deep ball from tryout quarterback Maverick McIver, perfectly hitting Scotty Miller down the field. Pearson also completely backed up the hype around Zavion Thomas, emphasizing that the kid is just blindingly fast. I am genuinely on the edge of my seat waiting to see that game-breaking speed translate into real game action, especially once OTAs roll around and he starts stacking up against our veteran defensive backs. When those preseason games finally kick off, watching Zavion Thomas operate in open space is going to be pure cinema. Drop a comment below and let me know, who is your absolute favorite rookie from this entire class, and who do you think makes the biggest impact on day 1? Whether it is our top pick Dylan Thieneman, a gritty undrafted free agent, or even a tryout player fighting for his life, I want to see your names down in the comments. Let's talk about the absolute massive respect Logan Jones commanded today. He stepped onto the field rocking the iconic number 54. Initially, we all thought this was just a temporary camp jersey because the roster is bloated up to 90 guys and numbers are scarce. But no, this is legit. Logan Jones personally reached out and got explicit permission from the absolute legend himself, Brian Urlacher, to wear that jersey. The draft picks who are officially locked in and ready to roll are wide receiver Zavion Thomas, cornerback Malik Muhammad, linebacker Keyshawn Elliott, and defensive lineman Jordan Van Den Berg. Do not panic. This is completely standard business in today's NFL. Over the last few draft cycles, we have seen a massive trend where high draft picks, especially guys taken in the second and early third rounds, fiercely negotiate for much larger percentages of fully guaranteed money. Logan Jones and Sam Roush fall perfectly into that exact territory. Their agents are simply doing their jobs, fighting tooth and nail to secure those extra guarantees before putting pen to paper. As for Thiemann, first-round contracts are largely slotted, so his delay is likely just about ironing out the specific payment schedule of his massive signing bonus. I would expect all three of those deals to get finalized rapidly over the next few days. As for the undrafted guys officially on the books, it is a massive and exciting haul. We have got quarterback Miller Moss ready to sling it, explosive running back Coleman Bennett, and dynamic wide receivers Amari Kelly and Squirrel White. Big tight end Hayden Large is officially in the fold, alongside a massive influx of offensive line talent featuring Caden Barnett, Mason Murphy, and Jaron Camp. Defensively, they locked up hard-hitting defensive backs Casey Eziemium and Skylar Thomas, massive run-stuffing defensive tackle Jaden Loving, long snapper Bo Gardner, and kicker Gabriel Placencia. With the unceremonious release of Frasier, the front office is currently sitting with 3 wide-open spots on the 90-man roster. It is highly likely we are going to see a few of the hungry tryout players from this very weekend get offered a life-changing contract to fill those voids. And you have to remember, the vast majority of these undrafted free agent contracts hold absolutely zero guaranteed money. That means you should expect a ton of ruthless shuffling, cutting, and signing at the very bottom of the roster as we push out of minicamp and march toward the grueling heat of summer training camp. The competition for those final few roster spots is going to be an absolute bloodbath, and I am here for every single second of the madness.